Hi. Hello. In case you can't tell, we're gonna be playing Ace Attorney again. It's been a while. But before I had to, start this up, first of all, by the time that I got ready, for whatever reason, YouTube had a problem. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. But they had a little bit of an issue. And I thought it was just, my computer being my computer, maybe with internet or something. So I decided, let me go and check my phone, let me check YouTube on my phone. And it wasn't working. And I'm just like, okay, so it's not me. It's literally something is wrong with YouTube. I don't know what. Let me just restart my computer. And now everything's running smoothly. I don't know what happened. Anyway, for this occasion, because we're coming back to Ace Attorney, I have to wear a suit. So yeah, I am wearing a suit now. Yay. Now that we've gotten that prepared. Windows update. It already did that. That's why I restarted it. It's fine. We're gonna be going to court again. I'm trying to remember what all happened, and I have bits and pieces and bits and bobs, and I put it into the description of everything that I remember from this previous case that I stopped playing with. So if I'm missing stuff, inform me. I'm probably gonna remember eventually, but right now that's all I got. Now let's get out of the case, I guess. Wherever the buttons are. I have so many toggles open, it's insane. It's fine. No, don't worry about it. Okay, let me go into my corner. Huzzah. You're oogling the murder suspects. Right. There's like, it's probably a woman, let's be real. Because there's that one chick. Hi, Gumshoe! Oh, I miss sweet little Gumshoe. Okay, it's either, what was your name? Francisca. I didn't remember her name. I have her marked in my in my description as what's her name because she's so insignificant to me. I forgot. Victim Juan. I don't remember your name, but I remember you being the prime suspect. We gotta prove you innocent. It clearly can't be the security lady. It can't be. It can't be Lotta. What else is going on? It's either Adrian or Celeste. Never mind, Celeste is dead. It has to be Adrian. That's a good one I missed. I am wearing a suit. We're in court. Friend got shot. Yeah, she did. She did get shot. That's why we have Edgeworth. Took her own life. Andrew's mentor. And Cody does manager. Okay. Why did she take her own life? She was beautiful. Okay, Adrian Andrews, I think, is the killer. Because there's definitely no way it's Will Powers. I don't remember any of the voices. Actually, I do remember Gumshoe. I remember his voice. I don't remember you. I don't remember you. Well, I kind of remember you. You had a southern twang. You're dead. I don't remember him. Security lady, I know her name was Bag. I remember your voice, and I remember your voice. Everyone else, can't remember. I cannot remember the lady. So yeah, we're about that point. Yes, sure. What are we agreeing to? What are we saying yes, sir, to? I don't remember. It's been too long, dude. Hi, Gumshoe. Why are we arresting on guard? Oh my gosh, are we doing the testimony or are we doing the, like, I got a scanny? Okay, perfect. This is a perfect catch-up time. Matt on... Whoa, fuck. We're gonna butcher your voice until we get there. I'm so sorry, Matt. Gumshoe, not Matt. Matt on guard and Juan Cody, that were huge rivals with each other, you see? Oh my gosh. We're just gonna find it. We're gonna find it, I promise. They thought the other guy was in his way, you see? And that's the motive in my book. But as for the evidence, they're jamming Ninja's button. Oh, right. They got the button and they found the button in his room or whatever. Is that blood? Do we not have a test kit to tell if it's blood? Like from what happened in that one last game that we played with whatchamacallit and... No? Okay. Moving on. My character's frozen again. Why is my luck just so shitty? What the fuck? No matter what I do, I always like fuck up something. And I don't even try. I just exist and it just flubs. Alright, well, I'll close that. And then in the meantime, I'm just gonna keep doing it. It was stripped off the ninja costume was found in Mr. Angard's hakama. What the fuck is a hakama again? Tiny Attorney is back. Hello, Clovers. The defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife, you see? Yeah, but... Okay, theory time. Adrian Andrews, right? She was somewhat close with Juan Corrida, mayhaps, and she was also the manager for Matt Angard. So, my theory is that Adrian, for whatever reason, wanted to help Matt for whatever reason by killing Juan Corrida and framing Matt Angard by using the fingerprints from the knife. Because these two were close. If I recall correctly, they like shared the same room or whatever. I might be wrong, but like, that's my theory. Also, apparently today, which is October 15th, apparently today is National Fossil Day, so people who like fossils, congratulations, it's your day, I guess. If you like fossils, enjoy your fossils. Okay, I should be back. We're good. We're good. We're fine. Everything's fine. Anyway, we're resuming. Okay, go. The defendant brought the knife for the crime, which makes it a premeditated murder, pal. Oh my goodness. You don't think the murderer might be the killer? No. Not exactly. He's a kidnapper. But he's not. Also, he's not in my court record. He's not in my profiles for court recordness. Crazy idea. What if? Hear me out. What if Juan Corrida did it himself? But he used Matt's knife and wore gloves or something. What evidence do I have? Do I have any gloves? Do I have an image of the dead body? No. Okay. Nope, that's the map. Do we have an image of the... Oh, perfect. Are you wearing gloves? Kinda wearing gloves. You got your lotion on the ground though. Not good. Okay. Okay, premeditated murder, right. The judge! Oh my gosh, it's been too long. I already forgot your name. But I knew that you are secretly in a relationship with the former guy who worked at the police station. I don't remember your name though. So the defendant's fingerprints are found in the knife used in the stabbing. Yeah? It was sort of sticky on the handle, so the fingerprints came out pretty clearly, sure? I don't think so. Damn and yeah. Orange suit. Looked smexy, but also creepy. Udgy, right. Udgy. Where's the victim's blood and Angon's fingerprints, and the grip Gatewater is engraved. Gatewater? Were we at the hotel? Hmm. There's also this button, you see? It was found in the defendant's clothes, wasn't it? Hmm. And this button also is covered in blood? That's what I was trying to ask. Also, this is inaccurate for blood. It would be a little bit more kind of dried and stuff. Yeah, sure. We know that the victim's blood... Oh. Yeah, this is the victim's blood, right? What? Yay. Also, in case you can't tell, I tried to match. I am supposed to be a lawyer after all. Was ripped from his couch and was covered in Corrida's blood found in Angard's hakama. Was the hakama the outfit thing that he's wearing for the thingy? It's the thing. Same hotel as the Fuji red white. Okay. All of this points very clearly to the defendant, does it not? Hi, Edgeworth. It does. It certainly does, Your Honor. Ready to give it in yet? I'm not gonna say anything because this is supposed to be between them, and I'm wearing Phoenix's suit, so I'm not gonna say anything right now because this is between them. I'll find the hole in your argument somehow. I'm sure there's a hole that you can fill, buddy. My son has appeared. Is your son a swordsman? Hell yeah. You can process as hard. Oh, you can process as hard as you like. Just hurry up with your usual pointless questions. Get a room already, you two. Like, holy shit. I forgot just how horny these two were in the courtroom. All right. Grr. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that, Phoenix. Edgeworth might be into it. Edgy might be into that. My son is the head of the elementary school Yato group. That's awesome. I'm so happy for him. Oh gosh. I'm gonna press on everything. Just like he said, I'm gonna press. Hold it! Hold it! In terms of popularity, Mr. Angard won, didn't he? Yes, he did, but you know that's ironic, pal. Long Corrida is always the one step behind Angard. I don't remember your voice. I'm fucking his voice so bad. I'm so sorry, Gumshoe. I'm so sorry. This year it seemed like he'd really caught up when he was ready for a big final showdown, you see? But Mr. Corrida lost the Grand Prix, though. That is too bad. He must have been pretty downhearted after losing. I feel like Edgeworth is helping us secretly in his own prosecutor way. I'm gonna keep pressing. Wait just 1 second here. Mr. Angard has been beating Mr. Corrida in popularity polls. That I guess is true, however, which means that in the defendant's eyes, the victim is not a rival at all. Which means that he had no motive to kill. If that's true, I forgot that Pearl is currently in the adult form. Right. Edgeworth is 300% helping his boo. Oh, for sure. For sure. That is strange. I do agree with that. Well, detective. It's not, well, I guess if you put it that way, then yeah, the defendant should have had no motive. Yeah, because he doesn't have a motive. Objection! Detective, I'm beginning to see why you were fired. Don't do that! No, sir, not to you, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. That's just... I look forward to your pension negotiations. Dude, he's already broke! Leave him alone! No! Not Gumshoe, leave him alone! No, detective, let's continue with the testimony. Oh, my poor pension. We come back after, like, so many months of leaving, and Gumshoe is already depressed. I feel so bad for him. Detective, if you value your money, I suggest you proceed. He barely gets paid anything at all! If he's getting paid. He might not be getting paid for all I know. Yes, sure, we can talk about my pension later. What about what I was saying? Anyone? There's a little press. Do you have any proof that the button belonged to the victim? What do you mean, pal? look, allow me to explain and reword this. I'm asking if you have any evidence to back up that your claim that this button is in fact ripped off of the actual Jam and Ninja's costume. For all we know, it could just be some random person's button that just happens to be covered in the blood. Can't you tell just by looking at it, pal? No. Not to mention the victim's blood is on it. But like, you don't know that. I'm such a good lawyer. The anniversary of Ace Attorney was a few days ago. Well, I guess it's a good thing that I'm back, I guess. I don't know. Anyone could have smeared that blood from there afterward. See, there you go. Mr. Edgeworth, would you please help me, please? Yeah, piece of evidence. Now we'll reel this one in. Thread. Are we really gonna talk about thread too? What? The button was attached to the costume by thread, obviously. And that thread snapped when the button was torn off, right? You match up the end of the thread with the costume with the thread of the button. It's a perfect match. Damn it! Yeah, pal, that's it. They're a perfect match, you see? Gumshoe, I missed you, you adorable goof. Erg. That's Edgeworth for you. Never misses a beat. Hi, Mia! Keep pressing. Who was that button found? Pretty soon after the button was found, actually, we rounded up everyone who knew Corita. And then we did a search on them all, and that's whenever we found the button, you see? So it was almost immediately after the murder. I'm hoping the voices are aligning okay, because they sound a little off to me. The police didn't have the free time to lollygag and play tricks, unlike some people. Like you? I mean, excuse me, we're gonna just completely brush over the fact that you disappeared and just up and left and practically left poor Phoenix to be in a weird depressive state, acting like you guys broke up, but you never broke up because you were never in a relationship to begin with? I'm going to ignore all of that? Hello? Excuse me? What are you trying to say about me here? You either materialize with your own bra or you get out of the innocent bean. Like, seriously, Mia. Not the child, honey. The defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife. How were the fingerprints arranged on the knife? What do you mean, Pat? Like, okay, if you... I can easily explain this, even though my character is frozen again. Why are you broken? Why is PNG not working? Either way, I can easily explain this and go into detail while I'm destroying and restarting this once again. It's very simple. The simplicity is the way that you hold a knife. If you are going to be enjoying a meal and cutting a knife, cutting a knife carefully, you kind of hold it an upward angle. Okay, where's a knife? Hold on, I can look up, I can do this. Let me look up a knife image. I can do this. Hold on, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna waste time doing this. You can't stop me, I have the power. I have power to do this. Knife. I just need a regular... Do we have a table knife? Like, my goodness, we're giving me like butcher knives. I just want a table knife. There we go, perfect, table knife. This'll work. This'll do just fine. Can I have a PNG of it? Okay, perfect. Little loop. This'll work perfectly. We shall save as knife. Okay. I have time. I have time. I'm not afraid to waste time explaining this. Okay. Can I also add hand? I'm gonna add hand. I shall upload knife. Picture. Knife. Yep, that'll work. I don't care. I'm gonna shrink her down. Can I? Fuck it. I can't do it the way I want to, but it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Hand. PNG. This is gonna look so stupid, but you know what? I don't care. Fuck it, I'm gonna do this one. Perfect. Hand. I shall copy hand. You shall be hand. I don't have arms for this. So we're just gonna have to like deal with it. I always just gonna tell you to hold the knife. You know, I did think about it, but sadly the PNG is not an actual like clear image PNG, but it's fine. I can figure it out. I'm an adult. I'll deal with it in a second. Hand. Perfect. Okay. Got it. I'm sorry. We got a hand. Sorry, Gumshoe. We're gonna borrow you for a minute. We got a knife. Typically, when you are eating with a knife. Okay, we're fine. It's fine. We're fine. Can I? You know what? Fuck it. I want to change my knife. I would like regular. Can I just get a? I just want knife. Knife with clear background. Just one knife. Why is it so hard to find just a knife? Okay, this will work. This will be fine. Yes, replace. Okay, we got knife. We got a knife. Okay, this is best attorney. Okay, this is the best knife that I could find. Okay, we're just gonna have to work with it. All right, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's safe. It's just a knife. So, can I twist it? Nope, wrong direction. Wrong direction. That is not what I meant to do. Let's just flip it. Some more. Okay. When... just make it a little bit bigger. There we go. We're not gonna... I don't mean to do this to Gumshoe. I'm so sorry, Gumshoe. Okay? I'm so sorry. You're okay. You're fine. Don't worry about it. Okay. When dealing with knife, okay, and you are enjoying meal, this is how you stab somebody. You don't do this. When eating a meal, typically on how you're holding it, it's gonna be different. Let me flip it. That didn't do anything. I just moved it to a completely different area. I keep flipping the knife and not doing what I want to do with it. I'm a professional who knows exactly what she's doing. Okay, fuck it. Okay, so this is how you would stab someone. Technically, actually you wouldn't stab. You don't stab this way. I can't explain. I can't explain. I can't explain knife usage. Fuck. Okay, there. When enjoying a meal. This just slipped in my mind. When enjoying a meal, you typically, you know, enjoy it and you have it kind of somewhat down. You hold it at a certain angle. Whenever you are stabbing somebody, it's a different ball ground. It's a different ball field. Whenever you are stabbing someone, let me figure out how to rotate. This way. You stab like this. Okay, does that make sense? We good? We got all that? Can you not see the hand? Oh, we're good. Okay, we're fine. Ta-da! I hope this is making sense, because I don't know if this is making sense. Also, this image does not look good. Steak knives don't have pointed tips that are good for stabbing. They're tiny handsaws. They are tiny handsaws. But like, I couldn't find a regular like knife for the occasion. So I had to improvise. Okay, I don't know why they won't allow me to have a regular knife. I can give my I have power. I realize I have power. Hold on. I have power. Let me do something stupid. For no reason. I just want to do it. This is not the right direction I wanted to go. I'll take it. It's fine. This is fine. We're just gonna flip it back. And then we'll flip it. We'll flip it. Flip it this. Yeah. Hey. Gotta make it small. Okay. So now. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Huzzah. Hi. I'm here now. I should not have this. I should not be allowed such power. This is so stupid, but I don't care. Okay, moving on. What do you mean, pal? Okay, Renee, don't worry about it. I have power. By examining the fingerprints, you can determine how the defendant held the knife. Yeah, like how I'm holding it in such a stabbing manner. I am holding it in a very stabbing manner. Notice how it's angled upward. This is also my pointer. Oh my gosh, this is my pointer. I can point things out for you. Look at that. I can point things. It's my pointer. Hell yeah. I got a pointer and a stabber. It's fine. We're good. For example, did you hold it normally or overhand? See? It's been a hot minute, but I'm back. Hi, miss! Welcome back! Oh, let me just, welcome back! Not in a threatening way at all. Love the fit. Thank you. I had to get dressed for the occasion. It took me a minute. Anyway, proceeding on. Oh, that's what you meant, pal. Well, I didn't exactly think of that. Of course. Can't believe the bumbling of this department. Dude, don't! You shush. He's trying his best here. He's my goofball. Leave him alone. Anyway. Tiny bit evidence of the crime. She stabs right in the heart. Yes. Hopeless. Were you paying attention to the testimony, right? The defendant's fingerprints were all over the knife. There's no way to determine how the knife was held at the moment of the murder. Yes, you can! Yes, you can! So is the defendant the owner of this knife? The defendant brought the knife from the crime, which makes it a premeditated murder. Press. Hand slam! There was no way that this was a premeditated murder, even if he bought the knife. Sorry, pal, this isn't some pocket knife. It doesn't fold, so it's not great for walking around with either. Yeah, neither is the knife that I have in my hand. Arg. This is not good. If the prosecution can prove that it was premeditated murder, we're done. Phoenix. Yeah, what's up? There's something very interesting about the way the detective just said now. I think carefully before it's too late. Button covered in the victim's blood, and a knife and on guard's fingerprints. Be grateful. If the judge were more rash, he would have already pounded his gavel in closing. I don't even think he's paying attention. We're still in a world of trouble. Well, before any battle, you must find your enemy's weakness. So let's find the weakness in this testimony, no matter how small it may be, alright? Do I have any evidence that suggested otherwise about any of this? Okay. So this is not good. Wait, couldn't I use this? I can just sitting up there daydreaming about shirtless Damon. You're probably right. Couldn't I use this? But if I do that, I'm technically playing into the hands of the whole helping the murder thing. I don't know. Okay. I'm seeing empty. Very screwed fingerprints. You could use that knife to stab Edgeworth if you did. True. Let's see. Scarf stabbed with a knife. I'm trying so hard to brain this and I can't brain. Wait, gate water. He didn't. He didn't. He didn't. He didn't. He did not. He did not. It said gate water. That took me a second because I was like, wait, gate water? That's like the hotel that we were staying at, or supposedly they were staying at. Like, then they're like, he bought it, and I was like, wait, what? Why didn't I think about that? Why didn't... my brain's fried. We're all in the fried brain department, okay? It's okay. We all got a little bit of a fried brain going on. It's fine. Anyway, wait a second. Hold up. What is it, pal? So the basis of your argument is that it was a premeditated murder is simply because the client, quote unquote, bought a knife beforehand. Am I right? You declared it's not me. Shush. That's right, pal. The defendant did not buy the knife. It says gate water on it. What? Take a look at the handle of this knife, and you will see what I'm talking about. Yeah, it says gate water right here, totally. It says gate water seal set on the handle. Gate water, pal. I think I've heard that name somewhere before. Yeah. Yeah. It's the name of the hotel. The Gatewater Hotel. Oh. The murder knife was actually property of the hotel, which means that this murder was not premeditated. Woo! I'm not gonna counter that because I am the lawyer and be like, well, technically it could still be premeditated murder because he still set out to kill the guy, even if he used the knife from the hotel. But like, that's neither here nor there. And we'll just continue on. Yes, that is very true. There is a very big, there is a very big, and Edgeworth is laughing. I'm sure he's laughing because, you know, maybe something big is going on with him. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm sorry, but the defense is simply too careless. How dare you? I mean, I know what you're gonna say and I get it, but like, how dare you? What? Oh, the classic look. I mean, whether the crime was premeditated or not, it's already been determined. How so? I admit this knife is a hotel property. There is no one currently on the police force that is that dumb to realize this. Oh my gosh, stop making jabs at our sweet, innocent man! Leave him alone! But I didn't... Ah! Don't shoot! The question more is, where did the knife come from? True. Why, that's obvious. It came from the victim, Mr. Corita's room. Wait, what? No, it didn't. Judge, don't be making assumptions like that. Shush. No. Zip it. Sorry, Your Honor. That's incorrect. Yeah, it came from the suspect's room. Victim ate a last meal before he was murdered. With that being the case, I'd like to draw the court's attention to what is on top of the table over here. Do-do-do-do. I remember all the teddy bears too. There's a knife and a fork on the table. Yeah. Then, where in the world did this knife come from? If it pleases the court, I would like for us to recall the room of the defendant, Mr. Matt Ungard. Yay. Especially what was on top of his table. I think, okay, basically, what Edgeworth is trying to say is exactly what I said just a minute ago. You know? There's something missing. Perhaps a single knife? We investigated the leftover dishes for fingerprints, and while we were investigating, we came to the conclusion that Mr. Matt Ungard's knife was missing. Mr. Ungard had gone to the victim's room with the knife he had used during dinner. Why would he carry a knife on a visit? To kill, obviously. And with that, I believe the prosecution was proven that there was a premeditated murder. Yeah, he just said exactly what I was just saying as a counter to my own argument as Phoenix Wright. It's fine. Amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Absolutely brilliant. A brilliantly clear deduction. Damn it. Don't, why are you praising him? It seems like Edgeworth had this plan from the very beginning. Must be one of those traps and I just walked along into it. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. A murder weapon with fingerprints and a button from the victim's costume. There is quite a sizable amount of evidence here. I can safely say that any further deliberation is a waste of your Honor's time. Although... Edgeworth! Coming up with the although like that? Hold up. I wouldn't mind if the defense were to present evidence not yet shown to the court. Evidence not yet shown? Which, by the way, I've learned this in court cases right now. You cannot provide evidence like this willy-nilly. You gotta have like very concrete, substantial, important evidence, and it's in very rare cases are you allowed to submit certain types of evidence. Otherwise, you might as well just cut your loss and just move on, you know? Usually, typically, all the evidence is provided in the court record. So all of this would be, everyone would have this knowledge. The game's not known for its legal accuracy. I know, but I'm just saying. I've been going to like college law classes. Okay, I have to learn about law and stuff, and how in terms of law cases, everyone is presented with the same amount of evidence, and unless you got like some other reason as to why it's really gonna push for something, and you really need to push for something, you're gonna have to, you know, do that. Or you're allowed to like present evidence, but like it's very rare occurrences. Anyway, we're gonna conclude and keep going, I guess. He needs evidence that the court hasn't seen yet. In other words, new evidence. What does the defense have to say about this, Mr. Wright? Okay. Which is what makes it more entertaining to see real attorneys actually react to Ace Attorney. Please tell me all of them have agreed that these two are gay lovers. Please. I need this. I need to know, do people fully like admit that these two are a gay couple? They need to be. If they're not, it's bullshit. Probably not. Right, you missed it. Fun in there that I didn't mean. Anyway, I'm a spider too. This is kind of my Halloween costume, is that I'm a spider. Spider. Okay, moving on. Well, Phoenix, the judge is favoring the prosecution right now. If we answer with something wrong, my gavel will be ringing through the sound of our feet. Yay. That's so cute. Yeah, thank you. Mr. Wright, do you have something important and necessary? Yeah, I do. I can bluff it. There's one. Are we going to talk about the suitcase? One piece of evidence that catches my attention. Something that the court is yet to see. Mr. Wright, I will say this one more time. I do not feel this trial needs to continue at all. However, I am giving you one chance, and only one. The judge is saying, right, is don't try pulling one of your usual bluffs. I always bluff! I was the only guy you in my pocket. Mess this up, it's curtains for all of us. I would like to save. I'm scared. Wait, wasn't there a save that like I needed to keep no matter what? Yep, it was episode 3. Goodbye, turnabout, big tap. You may now present one and only one piece of evidence. What is this important of this issue? You must show to the court. I'm gonna do something stupid. Take that! Damn it. I see nothing's wrong with a strange piece of evidence. What? Wait. No. But like, it said that in the article it talked about, I was trying to figure out another potential like suspect because it talked about the thing with the thing. That's why I presented it. She did it because of the motherfucker. You don't see the vision. You don't see it. This was why I wanted to talk about the article from the tabloid gossip land, is because reliable sources say that Juan Corrida has been getting in close with the mysterious yet beautiful manager to the stars, Miss A.A., aka Adrian. Superstar and ultra hot mega secret love scandal. That's why A.A., aka Adrian Andrews. That's what I was saying. She's on guard's manager. That's what I'm getting at. She is on guard's manager, and supposedly there is a rumor going around that she was really close with Juan Corrida. So it would make logical sense for her to be hearing about those rumors about her being close with Juan Corrida and using Matt to cover it up for killing him. Like, I make sense. Don't be judging me. Maybe it's Celeste. But she's dead. The judging has already started. Well, it's fine. It's okay, I'm the one holding the knife. We're good. Take that! I swear this is a work. Didn't think so. I didn't think so! You're bluffing, Steve, you're wrong. Yeah, I know. I'm glad I saved this. Take that! Are you fucking kidding me? You're being serious. Ah, fucking. It's been a while since I've been an Ace Attorney. Might have been a while, but I can easily say I still feel my eye rolls. They're gonna work out. My eyes are gonna get muscles from the amount of times I gotta be freaking rolling them. Is this a wine glass? I'll take a photo of the crime scene. Scene was a mess because the victim struggled against his assailant, right? Get the vase is broken, makeup all over the floor, the lotion that he had on the table gone and destroyed. These are all things that were at one point sitting on top of the dresser. Yes, I see your point. However, this glass that's sitting on top of the dresser is mysteriously untouched. The only thing that's not falling over with everything else is this wine glass that's not even filled with wine, it's filled with tomato juice. This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant further consideration. I swear he would actually, in a logical scale, he probably wouldn't accept this. What do you have to say now? Well, yes, it's a little peculiar. Yeah, no, isn't it? I thought so. I thought it was grape juice. It says it! It's filled with tomato juice. See? Hold on, let me pull out my pointer. It's filled with tomato juice. Tomato juice. Ta-da? Ta-da. Okay. You can stop looking at me with those puppy dog eyes of yours. Puppy? Mr. Edgeworth. What is it, Your Honor? I was joking. Plus, why would grape juice be that color? Your opinion. I don't need it. Because there's no special meaning to that glass. What? Oh, the head shake too. Safe to say that the glass was set there after the crime took place by the person who discovered the body, Adrian Andrews. She's the murderer! I don't know, it's pretty cold of her to like make herself a drink after she stabbed him. You've easily been so shocked that she set the glass down without thinking. She doesn't like tomato juice. That does sound very plausible, Mr. Wright. But Andrew really have set that glass down without thinking. No way. Okay, if you were in a panic and you see a dead body, you're gonna drop your fucking glass. You're gonna drop it. You're not gonna be like, oh my gosh, let me set down my cup first. You're gonna fucking drop that. I can tell you that for firsthand. And depending on like something being so panicky, most people just drop whatever they're holding. I've done that before. Like, it's not about, you know, something extremely serious like this, but I have like dropped whatever I was holding in my hand and just like dealt with whatever emergency was going on. I've done it. You would drop. But I appear weak here, the trial is over. I can look for my proof later. For now, I should trust my instinct and point with my certainty. It's my fault for it if you're thought-provoking enough. Thank you. The defense would like to challenge the prosecution's theory. We would like to see who proves that makes Miss Andrews who set this on the table. You've turned the situation on its head yet again. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any proof to back up your claim? Watch him come out with one. But as soon as you said that, buddy, he's gonna come out with one. Unlike Mr. Wright, I never say anything unless I have the evidence to support it. Uh-huh. What? You're not thinking hard enough today, Mr. Wright. Edgeworth! Did you think this wine glass escaped my notice? Then, or it had to been thoroughly inspected. For fingerprints. Fingerprints? There are only one set of fingerprints left on that wine glass. Only one. And they were Andrea's. Adrian Andrews. She's the killer! Yep. Andrew's fingerprints. As That's why I said the person who had discovered the body left it there. Are we done here, Mr. Wright? No! It might be a trap, but he's setting us up so that we can succeed with our checkmate. Miss Andrews was probably holding the glass whenever she went to see Mr. Corita. Upon seeing his dead body, she was stunned to the glass on the dresser. You don't do that! How many times do I need to say it? You don't do that. You drop that fucker. What you just said makes a lot of sense. No! Tisk, tisk, tisk. Nice, see, Mr. Wright? You can't change any part of my scenario as it explains everything all too well. Felt long and hard this past year and what it means to be a prosecutor. Is it weird for me to say that Edgeworth is somewhat sexy? Somehow this is like kinda sexy. I don't know why. From here on out, I will show you the answer I have time to discover. I'm sure you can discover other things. Wait a second, Mr. Edgeworth. I think the prosecution has provided enough evidence for me to enter my verdict. Fortunately, I can't allow you to pass judgment yet. I mean, clearly Phoenix agrees to you. I mean, that's true. I just say this, like, respectfully. I don't mean it in any way. It was just like, damn. I was kind of schmexy with it. Like, what the fuck is happening here? Respectfully, of course. Prosecuting has yet found another witness, so we would offer the court. Another witness? Yeah. Bailiff. Please bring in the next witness. What in the world is Edgeworth thinking? He is trying to help us. Oh my gosh! I have the hand. I can move the hand. Now then, Now the witness. Please state your name and occupation. Witness name and occupation, please. Hold on. Got it. Gotcha. Sorry, I just thought maybe she should just keep her mouth shut. I wonder what happened to that calm composure that he had earlier. Oh gosh. Oh, Edgy boy, it's been what, a year since we last met, hasn't it? You've been alive for a whole year? Look away. Look away, people. No one needs to see this. You should be more happy to see me. Edgy poo. I saw the report with her testimony, but who knew that under the helmet? It was the wicked witch, the witness lay. I love this statement. I need this on a sticker or something. I need this like on a bumper sticker or as a poster, please. Oh my gosh. It was the Wicked Witch of the witness stand. I fucking love that. I'm not happy to see you. Yeah, but like we need more words like this. This is beautiful. Top 10 Edward quotes for real. Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful. I love this. I tell you, this time I know what I'm supposed to do. What? Today I'm gonna tell you anything and everything. Even things that don't have to do with that terrible crime. No one needs to know. Oh so stunned. He has a hand over his mouth. I love this hand. This is the best thing I've ever used in my life. That terrible crime is all this court needs to know. Hi, Granny. Shush, dearie. I'm talking to my dear Edgy Wedgie right now. Don't interrupt, Gramps. Yes, ma'am. By all means, interrupt her, please. Understandable. Oh, how we've not missed you so, my dearie. In a respectful way, of course. I did miss her. Anyway, witness your testimony. It's true that they say that youth are all hot-headed nowadays and oh, so fiery. Not that I mind at all, Edgy. Ew. Now then, what should I start with? The witness on the security detail at the hotel the night of the murder? Is this correct? It was a great job being able to, my dearie Juan. It was almost too much for my little heart to handle. Well, at least you're not simping over Edgeworth right now, so. You mean you were a fan of the victim? Look, dearie, everyone is crazy for that on guard, saying that he's cute in a fresh way or something, as the kids say. But not old me. I wouldn't say anything so silly. After all, I have no interest in a little child like him. Oh, well, I'm only interested in a real man like Juan Gurida. And of course, you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Edgy-poo. Those two were the same age. Anyway, as I was saying, I was pacing in front of his room that night. Tell the court what you witnessed the night of the murder. Leave it to me, Edgy Poo. Ew. Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around the hallway in front of his room. There was something that I was interested in finding out, you know. Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. And that's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of poor Juan's room. It was at on guard. Matt on guard it was. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room. How do you know that? So Mr. On Guard came out from the victim's room. It has to be him. He's the murderer. Rejoiced Tiny. She is not to come back after this trial. Oh, thank God. I think I was just gonna do Ace Attorney 1, 2, and 3, so I think I'm good. Don't worry, Edgeworth, I'll save you from dealing with her for at least my existence. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Okie dokie. Sorry. I was sitting here eating this little snack because I forget that that I have to read everything. I kind of like zoned out while I'm reading sometimes, and I'm just like, oh yeah, they're voice actors, they're reading it, it's fine. I don't need to do anything. And then I like stop and I'm like, oh wait, I'm reading it. Shit. Something you were interested in? What was it? It's not something little I can go around telling everyone, you know, dearie. It's top secret between me and Juan, who's now dead. You need to remember that he's dead, right? Dead. Oh, and of course, Edgy Poo. Ugh. They are coming out with a voice-acted remake soon? Damn it, why wasn't I hired for a part? I could have been an annoying child. Mr. Edgeworth, what was the thing that she was interested in? I honestly have no idea. I despise gossip, Your Honor. Gossip? Should it prove relevant, we can always have it appealed in her testimony. So we wouldn't force it now. And did the witness say that the vicinity of the victim's door? I know. Am I about to get hurt? What? But gossip! But gossip! You press it and then present? Because that's what I just did. Okay, I'll just keep pressing. When would you tell the number of people who went in and out of Mr. Cordito's room? You think I have any idea? I wasn't born so I could count things for those who didn't pay attention. That's why whenever I turned 20, I quit keeping track of how old I really am. I remember how old I am. Yes, well, that would explain why your age was not included in the report. In any case, the witness then saw someone, right? What makes you so sure? Are you sure? Yes, sirree. Really? Annoying Brad, when I say I saw someone, I saw that person. Why do I get a sense of deja vu? A bit further. Tell the court about the man's face in more detail, please. You don't need me to tell you about his face. His soft, gentle look on his eyes and his effeminate lips. Effeminate? His right eye covered by his silky hair, his sparkling, shiny teeth. His teeth were shining? Well, he's shining all around in this week's pinup poster, dearie. This week's pinup? What? I mean, I don't care how it looks in this week's issue. Please stay with what you saw that night. Wright's face is the same no matter where he is, you know, the whippersnapper. Ah, the old whippersnapper! It's been a while since you called me that. Mr. Wright, was his testimony just now important or relevant in any way? It's very important. Of course it was important. We need to know specific. And perhaps you would like to point out what part of that testimony was important. You don't really have to put it that way to get me to say it. Mr. Wright, there is something much more valuable than a person's pride. And that's time. Please don't waste this course precious time. She may not remember things or be mistaken here and there, but I don't think she's lying. That's really bad for us, actually. But that's not how the human mind is. It also has a tendency to jump off topic. She's strayed on to a few interesting side topics this time too, hasn't she? And that's what makes her a sweet old lady. She's not a sweet old lady! Because you're not one who has to question her. Keep asking about that. You have to ask about his clothes. That's what I think I'm gonna ask him next. What the person was carrying, the person's clothes. We'll do the clothes. Tell the court about the man's clothes. What a troublesome man you are. As if something like that matters. It matters! How else do you think we find criminals? We figure out what they're wearing. Figure out what they look like. It matters. Now, what was it? Oh yeah, it was that thing. What thing? That gaudy thing he's always wearing, the racing jacket. He was wearing that at the detention center. That thing's meant for nothing but seducing women out of their pantaloons. Typical men. What the fuck? Who wears pantaloons? Right. Mr. Wright, was this testimony relevant? Yeah. Of course it was. Your Honor, I request that the witness said about the jacket be appended to her testimony. I don't quite see where you're going, but alright. Well, I don't like a badmouth anyone without a reason. When it's flashy racing jacket, it's all just for show. Something is wrong with that. It counters this. Miss Olbag. What is it? Don't go saying my name for no dang reason. Fucking whippersnapper. I found the voice. You know what this is? That's button number 2 on the Jim and Ninja's costume. I don't recognize that shit anywhere. Okay, now I know she's being an obsessed fan. She identified it in a single glance. Give it here, whippersnapper. Give it to me. I'll punish you with this. I had a feeling she was gonna do that. Wow, she really is a diehard fan. Want a button covered in his blood. This button was discovered on Mr. On-Guard's body during a full-body search. See, I told you. This button proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that it was that rascal On-Guard. No. Kind of proves the opposite. More into my favor. So thank you for that. Old hag. It was caught in the pleats of his nickel samurai hakama pants. See? An On-Guard is a nickel samurai. But you just said... I do have it knocked in the nation, but just now, you literally just said that Matt On-Guard was wearing his usual racing jacket. Oh, I see. I'm sorry. Sorry that you judge people based on what they wear. I'm judging your fucking whole attitude, but you know, that's neither here nor there. I wore the tennis, but instead I opted into wearing this ridiculous fucking outfit. Now the 7 quarters stuck in my head, Chevy, and I wish I would go see these years ago. I dream a lot for those kids out there. I work hard. You understand? Now take a look in the mirror. Your clothes are about it's fucking shit. Documentary for Curl, and you take what the fuck? Don't be judging me or my hair. Hold your tongue still for just 1 second. What you saw actually is not Mr. On-Guard, the man. But Mr. On-Guard, the nickel samurai? Whatever you think about it, son. They're really one and the same anyway. No, they're fucking not. Miss Solbag, this is a very important point that we're talking about. Oh, Edgy Poo, don't you think so? It might be something worth considering. Just say it's important and agree with me for a change. Is it really that hard? Not as hard as this is. Moving on. Witness, think carefully and try to remember as much as you can before you testify. All right, dearie, if you insist. Married behavior, for sure. I should be the one sighing, not you. Why do you say that to remember him? What? On-Guard, On-Guard. Oh yes, now I remember. That nickel samurai. That's right, it was the nickel samurai that I saw. Yeah, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime. So I must have worn that nickel samurai costume whenever he was stabbed. Poor Juan. I knew it. You just say that he was inside that costume. What? Do you think there was going to be someone else inside of that thing? Don't be a bad little boy. Don't say that. Don't say that. Thinking such rude things. Don't ever call me a little boy. Like, what the fuck? Hell no. Please understand, old bag. You got a cute little plastic weapon. I have a knife. Okay? Zip it. The possibility does exist. Do we not need to remember how you got fired last time because of something similar? Huh? We need to talk about that? Youngins today, I told you there's no way that it was anyone else. How do you know that? Because I said so, and that's what I say is the truth, I tell you. Yeah, at least she was the witness that she was a year ago. Yeah, that's alright. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Oh my fucking gosh. Alright. Oh. We're down for Edgy Poo, the fandom or Old Bag? Old Bag is the human figure of the fandom, so I don't know what you mean. Anyone is better than this fucking style at all. What about the doctor? I hate to say this, and I'm gonna be disgusted whenever I do. The doctor might actually be worse than Salmonella. But like, they're at the bottom of the barrel. Doctor's at the very bottom. Salmonella's right above him, still at the bottom of the barrel. And then you got like, you know, those fourth up. But like, yeah, I think the doctor was worse. Especially because not only was he creepy towards other females, but including minors. And that's what made him horrible. Salmonella was creepy, but at least he didn't try to, like, seem somewhat weirdly physical towards any of the, you know, the ladies. Just saying. A striker figure by the sea, standing all alone as he's a nickel samurai. She's actually singing. Hello, Mata. Hello, Fata. Here I am, I can't get nada. Camp is really entertaining, and TinyGeek says we'll drown the doctor when it stops raining. Hi, Nels! Oh, sorry, it's kind of threatening here. Hi, Nels! There we go, I wasn't holding the knife this time. How are you? Doing good? Anyway, we're in court. Mr. Edgeworth, could you please do something about this racket? Sala's worse, but I can't argue if people say Dr. Hottie is the worst. The doctor is a... the doctor's a... no. Whenever he was, like, trying to... If you showed him younger images, he was, like, creepy. I hate both of them equally. That's fair. 100% that is fair. But, like, if we had to do a tier list, they'd be both down there. Witness, I'll give you a piece of gum later if you'll be good and just stick to the facts. I almost said if you be a good girl. I apologize. I apologize. But I feel like fandoms would be down bad if Edgeworth said if you'll be a good girl. And you know what? I'm gonna shut up. I'm just gonna back away. I'm just gonna keep going. Miles is way too gay to say that. I know, but there's some people, I swear, that are like down bad for that. Okay, you promise, right? Right. I'll be sending the bill for the chewing gum to your office at a later date. What? Do I at least get the rest of the piece? Remind me to send you a thank you note later too, Edgy Poo. The nickel samurai, that's right. It was the nickel samurai that I saw. more careful with your testimony, please? Not long ago, you said that he was wearing a racing jacket. Now he's not. Not long ago. Let me tell you this, whippersnapper. Whenever you were itty-bitty, what was your grand dream? To become a lawyer like he is? Like, what? What did you want to be whenever you grew up, whippersnapper? A lawyer? Want to be a Judge Whackner, hero of the public court. Hey, look at where you are now. You're not a Judge Whackner, are you? Okay. Well, what I said earlier, who puts any weight into things like that? That now is everything. I can't be held responsible for that past. All that matters is a man was inside that costume. Isn't that not enough? Press the class. It was the nickel samurai that I saw. Apparently I got an achievement. One last time. The person you saw, it really was Nickel Samurai. Show as ever. Haven't I been saying that from the very beginning, whippersnapper? Gonna throw the towel yet? You don't need to think too hard on this one. What? There's a contradiction in your testimony and it's sitting in plain sight. The question is what contradiction means for us. I have to figure out what you're talking about, but okay. Wow, am I just as dumb as Phoenix right now? Like, what's happening here? I need to see ace attorneys. All I see are gay attorneys. You know, you're not wrong. Nice skipper. Stolen the night of the murder. Tabloid article black the victims on the case. Article from tabloid gossip plan. The people are telling the crime scene. Water. This is greatest fingerprints. Yeah, fingerprints. Wait. This. But I remember Nickel Samurai, that's right, it was a Nickel Samurai. We can feature him to wear his costume during the murder. Why would that be? That way no one can see his face, of course. There's still no advantage for him in that what I see. In fact, I would think that the costume would make him stand out a lot more. You are such an annoying child, you know. You disagree with everything that I say. Young'uns these days and never know when to shut up and just listen to their elders and shut the fuck up like good kids are supposed to do. Or so the saying goes. Isn't that what Yoro is doing to me? I got it. Maybe it was more troublesome for him to change in and out of his costume. Was there anyone else scheduled to appear at the post-ceremony show? Well, the contestants were supposed to go on stage in a friendly gesture, and that included the Jamba Ninja. Of course it included him. That's why whenever Ongar came out of Deary Juan's room, I didn't give it a second thought. Well, anyway. Am I gonna present the cup again? Let me ask you one last time. The person you saw was really the Nickel Samurai. Yeah. There's a contradiction in your testimony. It's in plain sight. Fuck it. I hate whenever things are obvious, because then I look dumb because I don't know. Okay, that's what this is. Guys, help out. I would think it has to do with the cup, but it also doesn't make sense. Is it the left hand or right hand? Doesn't say. So that makes sense of the outfit, but it doesn't. Post-ceremony. Murder. Tabloid article by the victim. Wait. 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 Wouldn't she have seen Lotta? Stolen on the night of the murder. A tabloid article about the victim was in the case. Let's reread this. Why would it be that his face make him stand out? You're such an annoying child. You disagree with everything I say. You're always doing to me. God, and maybe it was more troublesome for him to change in and out of his costume. I had to go to this post-ceremony. Wait. You didn't know about that. That's not working. Yeah, I'm taking that shot. Does anyone want to hint at the full answer? There's clearly a contradiction. I don't know what it is. Fuck. Yeah. Okay, at least tell me which section that she says that I need to contradict. Because I want this to present this, and I have some help, so I'm gonna do it. It's not working. Damn it. I'm gonna die. Yeah, we're not winning with the judge. I'm just fucking... This man rid of turnabout big top. Fucking hated that place. Okay, so that doesn't work.
find anything so hard. There's a contradiction in our testimony stated in plain sight.
Says contradiction. Where is it?
I remember Nickel Samurai, that's right, it was.
The way you say that's so wrong. But then she asks this question, does this bullshit. And then she says, why? Because yeah, you go to that thing. Will you let me go backwards? Before sex, I've got to pinpoint. You're fine. I'm just trying to like reread everything and make sure I'm understanding right. Okay. No schedule to Ninja. Say question is what contradictions us. I'm about to die. Well, I did save. I'm going to practice ACT tomorrow. Good luck with the ACTs! I can assure you that I did not do good with those. Samurai costume whenever he was done. Bye, Mist! Good luck! Fuck it. Nope. Nope. Yeah, okay, fine. Presenting the knife? Here? Objection! Why? How? What? Huh? It's a knife, big deal. How sense? How sense make of this? If you try to scare me with that, I'll have you know it won't work. I don't. That's not my intention. The knife was used for the murder, correct? Your Honor, do you know why this piece of evidence is important to this case? Because it's the murder weapon. Sorry for being slow. It's fine, Clovers. I'm trying to figure out myself how the fuck. Apparently, I'm a little slow on this one. You don't even have to ask because the defendant's fingerprints are on it. It's a murder weapon. It's called a murder weapon. Is that what you're driving at? Exactly what I'm driving at. What am I driving at? What am I getting at here? What the fuck? I'm just as confused as the jump right here. What are we driving at? Not this part. Whose car are we driving? It doesn't matter whose car. We're driving towards something and I don't even know. Mr. On guard was really in the nickel samurai costume at the time of the murder. Then it's impossible for his fingers to have been left on his knife. Oh! Wait, is my theory actually close? Hey, yo. He would have wiped all previous fingerprints off of his knife off. Yeah, he would have. Is my theory actually right? Oh, that's right, the nickel samurai wears gloves. Yeah. Probably took his gloves off before he began the stabbing. And why would he do something like that? To leave his prints at the murder weapon? There's no way that he would do something like that. A real killer would hide the evidence of doing that. Not that I've ever committed a crime. I would, maybe it's probably not a good idea that I have this knife out whenever I'm saying this. I would never commit a crime. Why else do you think I'm dressed like a lawyer? However, there's one possibility. Let's hear it. Very simple. The defendant went to the victim's room while the costume is the nickel samurai. At the time, the defendant held no intent of murder. He was probably just going to relax and talk with the victim about the stage show. Which is why he took his gloves off. But the murder still did take place. Well, it's well known that there was a bad blood between the defendant and the victim. That is true. I have heard that before. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say about this? So let me get this straight. Edgeworth's theory is saying this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. And now, to this point, there are any problems with this theory? Yeah, there's a lot. Because what he said was that it was premeditated. That doesn't make any sense. It's a contradiction with your own saying. Boom! This theory contradicts something with an earlier testimony. What are you babbling about? Oh, you know what you're doing, Edgeworth. Just give a little smirk. And for the argument's sake, let's suppose that Mr. On Guard was the killer. If that were to be the case, I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without intent. Oh, fuck. It's impossible for the killer to have gone without intent. You want to talk about his testimony? Because he was the one who testified. I'm about to die. Oh, shit. Well, I might lose this. Nope, didn't think so. Present the knife again? Really? But why? Okay, at least I'm not that far from where I stopped. Yeah. I know, I'm figuring it out, I'm learning. Blip. Blip, 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 blip. Okay. Present. Stabbing. We're gonna cut straight to the truth. Okay. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. They're better back and forth. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Almost there. Okay. There is a contradiction. Huzzah! We're babbling. Presentment. What? This knife is used by Mr. On Guard at dinner. Yes, we did establish that. Which means that my client was in fact the killer. Then he brought this knife with him whenever he went to visit Mr. Corita. Oh. Yeah, that makes sense. I suppose. Oh, you just said it yourself. At that time, the defendant had no intent of murder. If he didn't have intent to murder, then why did he bring the knife? He wouldn't, would he? Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, that your theory was flawed from position 1. Oh, of supposing one. And one more thing, if that murderer was wearing the costume at the time of the murder, then there should be glove marks left on the knife. Which means the defendant's fingerprints shouldn't be all over it like bees on a hive. And that brings me to my final point. The knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us. Order in this court. I will have order. Was this knife really planted by the killer? Why would the murderer do such a thing? To frame him! To frame my client, of course. To frame. Probably to frame him. I think so. Something just tells me to frame him. Aren't you forcing the interpretation just a little too hard on this one? No, and let me tell you why. I can't tell you why right now because I am currently being held at gunpoint. Well, correction, Maya's being held at gunpoint, so I can't fully tell you why, but I can look at you dead in the eye and just tell you with my eyeballs. Start blinking in Morse code. Which is established that the witness saw the nickel samurai in costume. And if that were true, then there shouldn't be a single fingerprint on this knife. Witness. Oh, looks like I made your life a little bit more difficult, huh, Edgy Poo? Witness, did you or did you not really see the nickel samurai? Well, I guess at first I might have forgotten, but... Are you saying that you mixed up Mr. On Guard with the nickel samurai, his character on TV? Well, I mean, I can't really do anything about that now. Look, Candy, I was waiting around in front of their door because, well, I wasn't waiting around for the nickel samurai, that's for dang sure. She wasn't waiting for the nickel samurai. Of course not! Alright, then who are you waiting around for? That's top secret for anyone outside the security. I have a feeling that you were waiting for Mr. Juan Corrida. I fucking knew it. What, you think you are a sad amateur with a terrible case of nearsightedness? Amateur? Me? I am the amateur of what, exactly? I'm a fucking judge, bitch! Sorry. I thought I was waiting around in front of the victim's room, but it doesn't sound like she was waiting to catch a glimpse of Mr. Corrida. That person, if I think about it, it's not possible. Miss Obag, you are looking for something! Were you waiting for this person to come out of the victim's room? Adrian, I fucking knew it! I was like, it's gotta be the person. Has to be a person. Who is this? It's Adrian Andrews, Mr. Ungar's manager. Why would the defendant's manager be in the victim's room? I didn't read that! Damn it, I'm sorry. I see. The judge seems to be really into the article, if it can be called such a thing. This manager with the initials AA, are you saying it's Adrian Andrews? Without a doubt. The witness thought so as well. Looks like you found me out. Well, that's fine. I can throw away this whole sword to confidentiality stuff then. Witness, what in the world do you... Watch out, Phoenix. Got a bad feeling about this. A very bad feeling. I got some information, some very secret information from a certain source. And that's what I was doing my own little investigation. In secret, of course. Girl! My gosh. What for? Oh, it's just for myself, personal reasons and all. Bitch. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, how will you proceed from here? I really don't want to do this. However, I cannot simply let this point slide. I see. Very well then, witness, please testify about this secret information. And there goes withholding information, so she shall be held in contempt. Especially in a court. So, yeah. Get ready, this is gonna take the wind right out of you youngins' lungs. Oh, I'm sure we're really capable of handling this. That on guard is one evil man. He thought that he could ruin that poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. So to do that, I sent his own manager to get in close with Juan. I can condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. Oh, and this is top secret. You got that? No one else but you can know about this. Alright, guys, you heard it here first. You're not allowed to say anything. Apparently. The defendant sent his manager. What a distasteful topic for this court. What? Nobody's above gossip now. Listen here, you old geezer. And isn't there a saying that the truth is never pleasant? There's also the saying, curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back. And also that knowledge is power. And that the truth will always come clear. Like, and there's always three sides to a story. Side 1, side 2, and the whole actual truth. Like, how many do you want to go down? There's a lot, honey. Never heard of that one before. You've never... Okay. Mr. Edgeworth, what about this Adrian Andrews person? I've looked into this matter and found that the truth article that proposes is, in fact, baseless gossip. But should this be true? Okay, think Tiny. Who's a character who has more gossip? Oh, I know someone who has a shit ton of gossip. The one with the camera who had it mysteriously disappear. And this proves that the defendant will bear ill will towards the victim. This means that I have to smash the river once and for all. Now then, Mr. Wright, may I cross-examine the witness? Be careful, the old back seems rather excited. That's right, and God is nothing but your average full-blooded youth. As the old saying goes, you've got to burn old bags with fire. Oh! Yeah, I said camera as evidence. I do. And fire up the fire after burners and hit the highway with the danger zone. What the fuck, Phoenix? Secret information. What do you mean by that? Oh, you dim-witted one, aren't you? I can't believe you don't know what a scandal is. Honestly, what are they teaching kids in middle school these days? I wasn't asking about the word scandal. I know that much. I'm talking about what... Well, that on guard thought that he could pay a monopoly on popularity. You don't have any proof that Mr. On Guard did any such thing. He must be suffering from shock. The shock of hearing the truth, honey. And now, since you're in so much shock, you can't do anything right. Yeah, I can't do anything, but boy, do I wish I could do something to you. Yeah, this is why I'm holding the knife. All right, Sonny, show me what you got. Can you show me proof that On Guard didn't bear any ill will towards Juan? To the court record. Camera? For this? Right here? Okay. I'm not gonna let you push me around that easily. There's many a man who said those exact same words dearly. Okay. I'm gonna prove that I do not hold any ill will towards the victim. Camera. Take that! That it, I can take it from here, itchy poo. What are you handing it over for me for? You can give that jagged head baboon boy a message from me, please. Tell him that no matter what he does, you'll know he's good at his failing, just like he failed in his relationship with you. Fuck. I sometimes say jokes and don't really think about it until after I say it. That was a little bit of wow. That was a dig. I'm so sorry. What she said, right? Or should I say baboon boy? I agree, this isn't much of a piece of evidence, baboon boy. Why are you calling me baboon boy? You just lectured me about saying things without proof. You just give me a free pass whenever I want, you silly boy. In my fucking big ass mouth, I guess. And that's the way the cookie crumbles for you, at least. I've done such dirty tricks, so I took action. On the sub secret you got there, you got an...
happened if I took action? Like I told you, I was lying in that close waiting for the crime scene. And once that slimy woman came out of harm's way, I was going to capture her and teach her a good lesson. Something that you youngins need. You're going to teach her a good lesson. I was going to make her read that damaging veins in my ray gun. Well, it was too bad that woman didn't come through that door that night. This is a fuck up. Fuck. Well, let me just... Boop. Boop. Alright, down to my last life. This lost with one. Wait, what if... What? Why is this not it? It makes valuable sense to me. What? That doesn't make sense. Motherfucker! Camera, I don't understand. Camera. I don't understand. What am I missing? That's from the fifth statement. I'm a busy woman, 2 times the kids, time is over. Secret information no one knows yet. If this is true, then how do you know the secret information? Well, that's because I'm a pro. It's a secret. Even if you drill the hole in my brain, I'll never find out. Well, then we'll get a secret piece. Why are we saying this? Why are we saying this? If you don't be a good girl and tell me where you got the secret information, you won't get to go home today. Oh, Edgy Poo, what are you doing? Help me, dearie. What do I have to do with this? Just do this for me, honey, and you'll get your reward. I'll make it nice, too. Starts licking her lips or some shit. I don't want your reward, but don't leave me much of a choice. Witness could have gotten her information from anywhere. It's even possible that it was spontaneously made up inside the witness's head. Any relations to me on reckless blabbering. As long as we don't know where this information came from, it's quite a waste of time to focus on this line of questioning. Where did she get her information? Okay, and then we're gonna press. And give it out. Yeah. Sure, I need a secret information. No, they do it. Secret. You're looking at me like that. Stop it, witness. I'm gonna say, but there's. The investigative photographer, a lot of heart. She's a lot of heart, not a lot of brain. Ah, yes, I remember the mischievous girl from last year.
Yeah, she reported that she had lost a certain note that she had written to herself. She reported such a thing. On the piece of paper, she had written down some of her outrage impressions about the relationship between the victim and Miss Andrews.
What? Outrageous ideas, you say?
No, I said impressions. Big difference, woman. Maybe you should go back to school to learn about vocabulary.
Then everything written on this piece of paper is completely meaningless.
There we go. That's the note.
Oh, you see, there's just something completely different. This is my top secret list of my groceries to buy.
Uh-huh, great.
But you are the one who took Mrs. Hart's note. I'm a huge fan of Juan. That's why that infamous puppy-haired whippersnapper. She's working with that evil on guard. She said so herself. On guard, I'm his sidekick. He was so happy and smiled like a silly little duck. I tell you, she looked fucking stupid. I was only checking on what she had written.
Just want to smack my head on this table over here, please.
Edgy Pooh, you believe me, don't you, honey?
No, I fucking don't.
I was only trying to help out with the angel I am. It's only one little piece of paper. I've never taken anything else before.
You really should come with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine. I love this insult. You should really come with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine. Edgeworth, sometimes your words, beautiful. They are a delectable, fine wine, if you ask me, my dear. My goodness. My goodness. That actually just brought me back from, like, wanting to facepalm against the table.
Well, it was only a piece of paper. I suppose we could overlook just this once.
So she's really sorry. Should I forgive her? No! My pressure! The liberator now should get away. I had to find some way to inflict a deafening blow to the prosecution. Witness! You said that the only thing you stole was that note. Is that correct?
Stole? Why don't you listen anymore, you whippersnapper? Think carefully, you annoying brat. I saved this piece of paper from the terrible, lonely trash can, and that is all.
You are lying, and I can prove it.
Are you putting my credibility under scrutiny again?
Yes, I fucking am, Miss Obag. I feel like I need a save. Or is it the camera again? Okay. I don't believe the note is the only thing that you stole that night. You stole it at the night of the murder. You stole this camera! Miss Soulbag, that note was with a camera inside its case. Camera? Yesterday, Lotta Hart was raising a huge stink over about her camera. She kept saying something like, my sweetie $1,600 camera disappeared on me and stuff like that or whatever.
Goodness. What is a gramps?
If you have the note, then it is only logical that you also have the camera too.
Looks like you found me out again, sonny. This is the camera you're looking for, right?
Yeah, that's it.
What, even though I took it, I'm still a person.
And now you're a thief.
I still eat meals like you when I fall in love and borrow things from people.
You didn't borrow it. You stole it.
Your definition of borrow is a little off. Well, I saw that woman's business card, and that's whenever I noticed it said slime bag celebrity photographer extraordinaire. And then I saw that I had to know what sort of picture she had taken. I'm a professional security guard. It's my business to know these things.
No, it fucking isn't. It's not your business in the slightest. Like, at all. Bailiff, get this camera's photos and hurry. I must examine them at once. Finally! Something interesting. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do we have? There's only one photo that seems to be relevant to this case.
Grace, please present it to the court.
It is a man, Adrian. Locate the feet. There are no feet.
This is the Nickel Samurai. Yeah, but it's Adrian. I told you it was the guy that I saw. This proves that the witness was not lying. Oh, it's true that the witness was not lying earlier about this matter. Let us photograph it. He was taken in the hallway right after the murder. What does this mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photo itself does not prove that the person is in fact the defendant. However, in his own confession, Mr. Engard clearly stated that at the time of the murder, he was still in his Nickel Samurai costume. If that's the case, then this Nickel Samurai is the defendant.
Bull.
How did it come to this? I think this brings us to the end. We have examined every piece of evidence thoroughly.
Objection? I did not mean to say that so girly.
Final comments, Mr. Wright. The court will consider them before we close. Do you agree that this photo is decisive evidence against your client?
Photo really is decisive and we're done for. If there was an objection here and I will allow it. I make a mistake here, there's only one road out of this mess. It's... Oh, I had to point it out? There's something strange with it. There's something strange with this photo. I knew this was coming.
Your thoughts, Mr. Edgeworth?
I think we can all agree there's nothing strange with this photo. There's no way for the defense to debunk this photo either, even with the bunker court duster.
Debunk with a bunker duster? Now what you're planning to do, Mr. Wright?
Please look at the photo one more time.
Do you really believe that you can honestly find something wrong with this photo? You should only need one chance.
Yeah, sure. One little guy's on focus, so she got shot, especially whenever it counts.
Now then, let's hear your objection.
Fuck.
Take that!
Please tell me I was within the little spectrum of the frames. I'll let you direct the court's attention to this one area right here.
What are you pointing to, his ankles?
You can see this person's ankles. That would be one thing, however you can't.
And what does this mean?
It means a person who is in the suit is smaller than... Okay. The costume person in this photo could not have been Mr. Engard.
What is the meaning of this?
One of you ever care to elaborate with actual facts? Take a look at the Nickel Samurai's poster. Look at that ankle! Look at that ankle! Please particular attention to the area around the bottom of the hakama.
His socks. You can see his socks. Such schmetchy socks.
Exactly. However, in this photo, the Nickel Samurai is clearly holding his hakama up just to walk. There's only one explanation for this. The person inside this costume is clearly much shorter than the defendant.
Yay!
Alright, I think I've turned things around for myself this time. That's curious. What is it? Edgeworth is unusually calm today. True. He's just letting the trial run itself. As if he's only along for the ride. Along for the ride? What do you mean by that? I know what we mean. He knows that he's innocent, and he's also trying to help us in the case that right now, Maya is currently being held hostage. Did we forget that? No? Okay. I can only guess that perhaps he doesn't feel under attack at all. He doesn't feel under attack, then I haven't damaged his case? You just have to.
Mr. Edgeworth, where does this leave us? If the person in this photo is not Mad on guard, then everything the prosecution has tried to prove has become meaningless.
That's the whole point. Figured to come to this. What? Red, I have something I want to ask you. In front of everybody? Yes. I think you have proven the person inside this costume is not Mad on guard. In that case, who is in that photo? Who's the person wearing Nickel Samurai's costume? Let's try this out over this, Phoenix. It's very simple. What you should be focused on is Edgeworth's attitude, don't you think? Why is he so calm?
It's alright, let's hear your thoughts. Who is the person in this photograph?
Present Adrian Andrews. Perfect, because that's what I was gonna do anyway. She's the only logical suspect.
Adrian Andrews?
If you want to know who that nickel samurai is, it is none other than this woman. And why would you say it must be Miss Andrews when the world points you to her? For starters, she's short. And secondly, she can freely move in and out of Mr. Engarde's room. And third, she had dinner with Mr. Engarde that night.
And how does this all add up?
It means that it makes it very easy for her to get a certain item. A certain knife, for instance, with Mr. Engarde's fingerprints all over it.
A knife that was used as a murder weapon.
Why don't you just say that as you want? I have to do this now that my last chance to turn things around. The defense moves to indict Miss Adrian Andrews in the murder of Juan Corrida. And it was Miss Andrews who tried to frame the defendant for the crime.
Order in this court. Looks like this trial has hit a most unexpected development. Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes, Your Honor.
This court is issuing a subpoena for Miss Adrian Andrews. A verdict cannot be passed without first hearing her testimony.
Bingo! This is it. This is kind of bad for us.
What? What do you mean?
If Adrian Andrews is summoned to court as a witness, it means that the trial will go on for another day. Another day?
Yeah.
If I don't get a verdict today, then Maya...
Now then, we shall set this sentence for tomorrow.
What am I supposed to do? Ah! This one's hard. She should be gone by now. Now then. No! Please, Your Honor, continue the trial. We must pass a verdict today.
I cannot do that. We cannot hear...
Edgeworth! I abhor wasting such a valuable time. Edgeworth? Edgeworth! Your Honor, I request that you please continue with today's trial.
But we cannot continue due to this unexpected development. I need to go see, and I'm almost out of time for visiting hours to meet with my man Kent.
That'll have to wait. Unexpected development? I think you underestimate me, Your Honor.
What do you mean by that?
And Mr. Phoenix Wright would slave this way to subpoenaing Miss Andrew is all happening according to my plan, even if Wright was a bit slow to catch on. Bro, don't be saying... You know, whatever, it's fine.
Where's the meaning of your statement, Mr. Edgeworth?
Miss Adrian Andrews is currently waiting in the prosecution's lobby. She's the next witness. Everything was planned out in advance by this man? Yeah, because even he knows! Somehow I knew there was no way Edgeworth would be overlooking Miss Andrews. The Luke's battle is far from over. Finally! Exactly.
Very well. We will call the next witness. However, before we proceed, we shall take a 10-minute recess. I need to go eat some lunch. Please prepare your witness at the time, Mr. Edgeworth. The court will now take a 10-minute recess.
Finally. Yeah, sure. March 22nd, 2:14 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3.
What was your voice?
Dude, I can't believe that Adrian... No way! Not cool and collected Adrian Andrews! Is that the voice? I'm going with it. She's your manager. It would have been very easy for her to pull this off. The only person who had easy access to the knife you used at dinner was, well, her. Started the ceremony during the break? Huh. I was sleeping like a log the entire time. See, she could have also easily planted the blood-covered button in your Hakama. She was the one that came to wake me up, huh? Then, dude, you're saying it really was her, huh? Yeah, she's the real killer. She was the one who murdered Juan Corrida. But why? I thought she was buds with Juan. She has her own agenda. Her own agenda? What are you talking about? Don't worry, we'll figure it out in court. I'm sure we'll see by the time the trial's over. He'll be alright. We're gonna do acquitted by the end of the day. Give me a verdict like it's refreshing like a spring breeze, okay, Mr. Lawyer Dude? Phoenix, you think her motive is related to Celeste Impact's missing note? Yep. Miss Andrews depended on this Mrs. Impact as her strength and reason to live. But then Miss Impact suddenly died. Now she left a note, and the person thought to have hidden it. Is Juan Corrida the victim? That's why I think that Miss Andrews got close to get the note. It sounds plausible, but one thing still bothers me. What's that? Who was it that first told us about her relationship? Better stated, Miss Andrews' dependency issues with regards to Miss Impact's? It was Edgeworth. It looks like he's still the one in command on the ship. Don't let your guard down yet. Yes, ma'am! March 22nd, 2:25 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. Okay.
Court will now reconvene. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you please.
Prosecution calls a witness subpoenaed by his court, and is Adrian Andrews, the person who discovered the crime in Mr. Juan Corrida's room. What's your occupation? I'm the manager of the defendant in this case, Mr. Matt Hongard.
I see. Now then.
Before we begin, Your Honor, I have one request.
Yeah, sure. What is it?
I'm sure everyone in this room is wondering the same thing, and would love to find out more about my relationship with the victim. After all, it was the topic of a certain weekly magazine recently.
No, I have no idea what you mean. I've never even heard of Gossip Land.
The judge was never a prosecution witness. He'd do all my work for me. Anyway, I was wondering if you could please tell us about your relation to the victim? Yes, I was seeing Mr. Corrida. I was also aware of the rivalry that exists between Matt and Juan. But this is a private matter between Juan and myself.
So it was a fry and bait matter. Or was it a bait and fry? It reminds me of fishing. I'm kind of craving some fish right now. Oh, I miss Gant.
But I didn't kill him. He was accusing me of that. Yet. I think there's someone who would beg to differ. You're right. And?
I think we all understand your relationship with the victim now, Miss Andrews.
Very well then. Witness, please testify to the court about what happened then that you discovered the murder and what had taken place.
I knew it's not something good.
Sorry, I'm finishing up the rest of my boba. It was time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt from his room. After that, I went to Juan's, and there was his dead body. I was in shock. What I saw was, naturally, the exact same as in the crime scene photo. I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice. Yeah, pour yourself a glass of juice while there's a dead guy in front of you. That makes sense.
You poured yourself a glass of juice.
Yes, sadly I didn't remember not to touch things at the scene of a crime. And I disturbed the crime scene by moving this one thing. That's when the fingerprints on the wine glass were made.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Phoenix. She is one cool and collected customer, and she has the brains to match. Yes, I'm aware. In order to catch a person like her, you have to avoid head-on confrontations.
You just disrupt her pacing. There's a serial killer thing to do. That's what I'm saying! Disrupt her pacing? She's the type of woman who easily is thrown off by things inconsistent with her thinking. So you have to attack whenever she least expects it. Okay, are you calling me out or something? Like, what the fuck are you doing? The instant you let up on your offense in an instant, this trial is over. Understand? Oh, fuck. This is getting a little too close to home, and I don't like it. I'm gonna press on everything. And what was Mr. Angard doing at the time? He was taking a nap. He was worn out from his mini performance at the Nickel Samurai during the ceremony. Angard did say he was taking a nap. Then I guess you could say they could not have been taking... Then I guess you could say it could not have been taken out of his room, yes? Oh gosh. Excuse me? What are you... Right, I thought years of school would have taught you how to instruct a crime scene. If you can't make sensible sentences with the subject, then I'll make you one for you. Watch. Did you, Miss Sanders, remove Mr. Angard's knife from his room? No. Subject, verb, object, right. Did you skip basic grammar? The witness may continue. Don't do that. Why would you do that? As a friendly gesture, Juan was to make an appearance with other heroes. So the show was supposed to be a show of friendship, huh? Was that the only reason? I beg your pardon? What are you implying? You said you had a certain goal in mind whenever you started to get close to him, correct? Perhaps you had a more personal matter to discuss with the victim? Sorry, but I didn't have any such intentions in mind at that time. I'm here to talk without a strong piece of evidence, I guess. You continue. You were in shock. What? Was I not supposed to be? Sanders is a very calculated person, and despite how close they were, I doubt she had romantic feelings for Mr. Corrida. Anyone randomly stumbling upon a dead body would be in shock, and you can't seriously expect that a young beauty like her would not be in shock. How dare you call her a beauty, whenever your beauty is standing right in front of you? Hello? I'm over here, buddy. Somehow I don't really think you has anything with being shocked. I see. It's unnaturally the exact same in this crime scene photo. This is the photo you're referring to, correct? Yes, the one with the knife lodged in his chest. And the guitar case was like this too? Yes, it was open and empty, of course. And then, what did you do next, witness? I felt as though I was about to finish up pouring myself a glass of juice. Why would you pour yourself a glass? Juice? Yes, there was a bottle of tomato juice on the table, so I helped myself. But you didn't drink any of it? Huh? There were no lip marks left on this wine glass to suggest that anyone drank from it. I wasn't feeling terribly great, so I set the glass down without drinking it. Uh-huh. I would like to confirm that with you one more time. Whenever you discovered the dead body of Juan Corrida, you were in a great shock. And that's whenever you decided to pour yourself a glass of juice? How does that make sense? And what of it? My mind really was a complete blank at that time. Your mind was a complete blank, yet it was still progressive enough to pour yourself a glass. I think that was possible for you. And you were today. I was so dazed that I made one careless mistake. That one thing. One thing? Never mind. It's no big deal. I'm just starting to say. Keep pressing. Miss Andrews? I'm convinced that, as you said, you made a mistake at the scene of the crime. What mistake was it? What I really want to know is what this mistake was. Actually,
So would I. I'm sorry, it's kind of embarrassing. When I set the glass down on the dresser, I accidentally knocked the flower vase over. Clocked her! Damn, she got long ass hair! Flower vase, are you talking about the one on the floor in the crime photo? You just countered everything you just said. Must have glass shards. It was originally on top of the dresser. Whenever I bumped into it with my elbow, it fell onto the guitar case. When you withhold such an important piece of information? I'm sorry. I thought that since the crime scene was already in disarray, that people would simply assume the vase was just another part of the mess. So another fact has come to light here. Please add that to your testimony. Sorry, but I have nothing more to add. I didn't touch anything else. I got this. I'm gonna press on it first. What kind of flower vase was it? It's a glass vase, and it was fairly big and heavy. I thought I would try to take Juan's pulse, so I set the slide I was holding down on the dresser, so whenever my elbow accidentally hit the vase. No, it's there. On the fourth statement? Okay. This room, Juan's room, dead body. Exact same scene. See, that's where I was like, oh, that's how she's wrong, because it talked about there was water on only the top of the lid. And if it fell, you just found that you knocked the flower vase over, right? Yes. Are you sure that it fell onto the guitar case? Is there a problem with what I said? Actually, there is. It's not just some problem. It is a major problem. It's true that the top of the guitar case was wet with water. However, that's exactly what is so strange about it, because if you open the case, not only is there no guitar, it's dry. If you had dropped something with water, it would have fallen on it and destroyed it, making water go not only on the outside of the case, but on the inside of it too. Miss Andrews, you testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case. However, that's true that the case would have gotten wet on the inside, not the outside. That's very true. Furthermore, there is one other strange thing about this guitar case. What is it? There's no guitar in it! Yeah, look at the photo. Remains of the vase are shattered on the floor. What's wrong with that? The guitar case was open whenever the vase fell. The glass shards would be inside, not the outside of the case. Also true. What's your point, Mr. Wright? That the case was closed at the time that the vase was knocked over? Is that all? Nothing back to what Miss Andrews just testified to. She said that other than the vase, she didn't touch anything else. Yes, that's right, she did implicitly say that she did not touch the guitar case. But this whole matter with the guitar case is a dead end. The bright red guitar was found at the studio. It has no bearing on this case at all. It may very well be, however, the empty guitar case does seem to have no relation to this case either, does it? It does seem that there's no deeper meaning to the guitar case. Well, Mr. Wright, do you think that there needs to be more details? Yes! I'm pulling on strings, man. I'm pulling them hard. Empty guitar case. This is a crucial piece of the puzzle. I believe anyone would reach for straws like this, but it is you. Yeah, I'm pulling on any straw. I don't believe I'm doing this either. Alright, I'll follow along for now. Miss Andrews, please testify the court about the guitar case. Of course, Your Honor. Oh my fucking gosh. How don't remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed. I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. Not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. As for why I opened the case, even I don't know. Bullshit.
Looks like this really wasn't a very important point.
This wastefulness is such a familiar feeling by now that it's almost comforting.
Aw, it's sweet that you say that, Edgeworth.
Anyway, I'll just go ahead and start the cross-examination. Using any way to change the topic, a convenient escape for a weak man. Not as weak as those legs are gonna be after this. I want to press on this last one. Was it because you were shocked and dazed at discovering the victim's body? That's probably it. I'm not gonna get anywhere. I continue pressing her weak. That's the only way to make her talk with evidence. I guess there's no other try. Open the guitar case. She's waiting for someone to tell her if she should answer or not. Sounds like her dependent side is taking over. Miss Andrews, yes, it was me. Just open the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. Okay. You open the guitar case. Yes, well, maybe. How'd you open the guitar case? Huh? Music Cody's dead body was right there in front of you, wasn't it? I would think that the first thing that you would do is call for help, not open a freaking guitar case. As the witness said multiple times, she found the body, she was in a daze. Maybe I was curious to know if the bright red guitar that was alright or not. I thought maybe the criminal took it. Why would you care about a bright red guitar? But getting back to the topic, not a big deal, it was empty after all. Is it really empty? I was wondering if maybe whenever you opened the case, the guitar was still inside. How long have you been a lawyer, Mr. Wright? Have a little professionalism. The bright red guitar was found at the studio. Trials would be over in half the time if you would just pay attention.
Pay more attention, Mr. Wright.
Sorry. Okay. I'm saving here. I'm not ending it, I'm just saving. Present the case on the second statement. Oh, we actually are talking about the case still? I thought I was gonna present the note. I thought I was gonna present the, this one. The note. The report. I'll present this.
Objection!
There's no way that you were the one who opened the guitar case. Why would you say that? It's elementary, my dear. Because the only fingerprints on the guitar case were those of the victim. Oh! Did it say that? Oh, it did. Oops.
What is it, Miss Andrews?
You shouldn't assume that I must have left prints just because I touched the case. What the fuck do you mean? I've already told you that I was wearing gloves at the time.
Why would you have been wearing gloves at that time?
It was the night of the award ceremony. Of course I dressed up for the occasion. Yes, now I remember. I'm almost sure I was wearing a pair of thin gloves. You could also be the one who stabbed a man.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, it seems the witness is wearing gloves at the same crime.
You're wearing gloves? Isn't that a little strange? Why is that strange? Do you have something that would prove that I was not wearing gloves at the time? Oh, fuck.
Present the wine. Oh, right. You're right, because she poured herself a glass of wine, and that's why her fingerprints were on the glass of wine. You're right. Now you're proof it's this wine glass. The wine glass? Yeah, you left your fingerprints clearly on the wine glass. Even if you took your gloves off whenever you poured yourself a glass of juice, wouldn't you think it was just a little bit strange? So you put your gloves back on just to open the guitar case? Oh my gosh, she just broke her glasses. Order in the court. Looks like you hit the nail on the head this time. What do you mean? It looks like the guitar case plays a very important role here. An empty case. I know what it's for. I wonder if it was really empty. The guitar, the bright red one, was at the studio. You can accept all of your presumptions. What was in the guitar case that was not bright? Oh, was not the bright red guitar. It was a bright white guitar? Wait, that's not right either. Dude. I admit it would be unnatural for someone to do that. So what is without wearing gloves, despite the fact that in this case... Your Honor, this is obviously the defense's usual misdirection. Steer the court towards an unrelated topic and will listen to those misguided. Okay. No, Your Honor, please recall that Miss Andrews had testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case, which means that the case was closed whenever the crime took place. However, it was wide open in this photo of the crime scene. I am sure this case has some relation to the murder. You're so sure, Mr. Wright, then I'm sure that you can somehow substantiate your outrageous claim. Please enlighten us as to why the guitar case has anything to do with this murder. Are you fucking kidding me? It's in the room! Can you do that, Mr. Wright? Well, let's suppose for a second that the bright red guitar was not the only thing that could have been in the case. Bright red guitar not being the only thing. Objection! You mean... So, you intend to push your theory that the case was not empty? Is that it? Let's say something that I didn't intend to prove. Deflate that head of yours. Improving anything. Let's have it. Lotta's photo. Lotta's photo? Lotta's photo? Alright. Why did you do something like the guitar level on this one? Yeah, didn't think so. That would not make sense. I was thinking the thing. Now fucking Okay, it's fine. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. It should have been the fucking note. Okay.
Take that!
Okay. I'm not getting this trial. At least I'm back here. Don't pick that. Well, I did.
Objection!
Present it. Present what? This? The magazine? But that's the thing that's confusing, is that it said that the tabloid article about the victim was in the case. That's what this is. So... Oh, the Nickel Samurai?
Take that!
This is a photograph. What the? Why would this be in there? What? What is important is that in the picture, Your Honor. In the picture. Sounds like a genius what I mean, and then what I'm proposing is... Here's very on costume. What? What? Are we insinuating what I think they're insinuating?
Mr. Wright, explain yourself.
Right, are you saying the witness opened the guitar to take out a costume? What insane point would there be in doing something like that? One insane point would be to wear the costume, of course. Miss Andrews put it on to hide her identity so she could make her escape. After all, you couldn't let anyone see you leave, could you? Oh, yeah, that's true. I refuse to accept your theory. If anything to support such a preposterous idea. This inside the door with an investigative photographer who was starving for a big scoop. And in the end, she managed to get this shot, right?
You mean this photograph?
Yeah, obviously.
Order in this court. Looks like we've wandered into quite another mess, haven't we?
Nice job, Phoenix. You know, my strategy, speak first, think later. Yeah, that's not really good for a lawyer to have.
A murderer was hiding inside a costume.
Wait a second, Your Honor. The Nickel Samurai's costume would have been Mr. Matt on guards. Why would something of the defendant be in the victim's room? Inside the guitar case? Despair? Fair.
It's a little baffling. I would like to hear your thoughts.
It was stolen. It was fair. Why would he steal it? That's my question. He didn't take his costume during the break. The costume we were talking about was a spare. What?
And are you saying that on the night of the murder, there were 2 Nickel Samurai costumes at the Gatewater Hotel?
Yeah, of course.
You never know. Something might happen. You might need to get a spare costume.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
How do you explain the costume that was inside the guitar case?
It would mean that the victim himself had brought his spare to the ceremony on purpose. Exactly.
Why would he do that? The victim, Mr. Corredo, was the German ninja. Why would he secretly bring the Nickel Samurai spare costume with him? What could be the reason?
And there lies the sticking point.
Objection!
What are you mumbling to yourself about now? You've just been rambling all this time about any sense of inner monologue? Maybe.
Mr. Wright, please explain yourself. Why do you think the victim in the Nickel Samurai spare costume?
Are you sure you can explain this one? Probably not, knowing myself. Present the press conference ticket? Why?
Unless the Nickel Samurai, aka Juan Corrido, was gonna confess something. This is what I think. The reason the victim brought the samurai to the hotel was something to present. I think. What's this? Murder for the stage show? The Nickel Samurai was going to hold a special press conference. Press conference? Yeah, the Nickel Samurai was supposed to confess something about to his confederate. Really. I think about this as well, for once, you're not making something up. What struck me as strange was that Mr. On Guard himself said that he had no idea that he was supposed to be holding a press conference that night. How could that be? The way I see it, that can only mean one thing. The conference was set up by none other than the victim, Mr. Juan Corrida himself. The victim? Yes. The spared Nickel Samurai costume was prepared for that very conference. Mr. Corrida was going to hold a press conference at the Nickel Samurai. He was going to dress up as a Nickel Samurai and hold a conference, but why would the victim do such a thing? That's what I don't really quite understand yet. However, what I'm concerned with right now is what he intended to reveal at that conference. The Nickel Samurai was going to confess something. And the confessed wager was going to reveal something about himself. Which means that Juan Corrida, posing as the Nickel Samurai, was going to speak about Matt on Guard. Yes, I guess that would mean, if that's the case, it's not a confession, that's public disclosure. Whoop! Miss Andrews, I can see why you're pros at what you do. Pardon? Yes, just as you say, the press conference was set up by Juan. Wow, we're tying this all back to the Juan and the conference. Great. Miss Andrews, please offer us an explanation for this. I was the one who asked to help set up. And the person who prepared the second costume for him was also me. That just gives you perfect leverage. Ew. Juan had bet everything on the Jammin' Ninjas this year. And if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought anyway. Clearly not, because I already plunged a knife into his heart. He was going to ruin him, huh? It looked like somehow Juan had his hands on a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career if it had been revealed. What? Do you know the secret of Mr. On Guard, Miss Andrews? That's something only Juan knew. I don't know what it is. I see. I've probably been coming off quite suspicious to everyone, but that is to be expected. Nice tips, Miss Andrews. The kitty! Watch yourself! I've been trying to protect Matt after all. Protect Mr. On Guard? And yet again, another strange bit of truth comes to light, it seems. Miss Andrews, if you could, please tell us the truth about your behavior. Yes, Your Honor, I understand. From the moment I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling that Matt was the murderer. Matt had to have killed Juan no matter what, and he didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course, the button and the knife, but I'm Matt's manager, so I felt that I had to protect him. I don't trust anything that was just said right now. That does account for everything. Well, I am the logical type. We're finally seeing her true self. She's more nervous than a scared rabbit. The defense can find no fault with this testimony. I have already made a ruling. No objection! Please keep that in mind as your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Of course. That just means that I had to put my weight into this and turn her logic upside down. First presser. Okay. I shall press on everything. Press before we come to a conclusion. Press. Okay, would you say that your intuition speaking to you? Don't confuse my methods of reasoning with your own.
Alright. If you want to prove that someone did something, you need 3 things. 3 things? A motive, an opportunity to commit the crime, and finally, decisive evidence. Okay, got it. Done. Dunzerino, got it. Motive? You were trying to get the note from your good friend. And then opportunity to commit the crime, you did. You had the outfit to escape, you had the other things. You had it all. You had the opportunity and you also had decisive evidence. Because you had yourself a fucking drink. If you think these 3 things though, the answer comes quite clear. That you're the killer. Duh. You should have already known that, Phoenix. They didn't teach that to us in school, at least not from what I remember. May I continue? So would you say this need came from the press conference? It feels a bit scary with Tiny lawyer holding the knife. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it at all. Yes, do you know why Juan chose that event in that hotel for the conference? Because that was whenever he could cause the most damage to the public's beloved Matt on guard.
You knew about this plan, didn't you, Miss Andrews?
Of course, because I was the one who set up the conference and prepared the costume. There is your opportunity. But I'm sure Mr. Ungard himself didn't know anything about the press conference. Oh, really? Can you show any proof they didn't know about the press conference? Anyway, the important thing is that this information was not in your testimony.
I agree, Miss Andrews. Please correct your testimony if you please.
Grasping at straws now, are we, Mr. Wright? That's all I've done, and yet it's gotten me this far. What's your excuse? I don't know what, but I know what his motive was. I don't have any way to prove that I'm right. Has Mr. Ungard done something to hurt or betray you personally? Why do you ask? You were the one who helped Mr. Corrida with this press conference. And that event was supposed to bring down Mr. Ungard, and yet you still helped him. The person on trial right now is Mr. Ungard, Mr. Wright. What the witness was thinking, helping the victim with this plan, is none of your concern. It actually very much is! In any case, it means that the defendant had a motive to kill. Why do I keep doing this to myself?
No, he had a good point.
No, I don't trust that. Didn't you already testify earlier that Mr. Ungard was taking a nap in his room? And you're still gonna tell me now that 2 was a lie so you can cover for Mr. Ungard? I'm not telling you anything of the sort. Whenever I went to get him for the show, he honestly was sleeping. However, as to whether he was sleeping the entire time, that I can't say because I was not there. I was too busy setting up the stage at the time.
I keep trying, but I can find no flaws with what Miss Andrews has said.
Find the other witnesses. See if they can also testify as to whether or not she was helping. Because if she wasn't there, got her. That means that she has no alibi.
I can't say the same for some people here in this courtroom, however.
The media looks to the old bag. The judge is glaring straight at Mia. Oh. He's glaring at you, smart guy. Oh. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course, with the button and the knife. How do you know that? You can hardly call the knife decisive evidence. The fingerprints on the knife could very well be a clever camouflage. Then, what about the button? The button. It's clear from the crime scene that the victim had his murderer fought. And during the fight, the killer ripped the button from the jam in his costume.
You're talking about this button, correct? Yes, this one little tiny button.
That button was found in the pleats of Matt's hakama, isn't that correct? Or is that Juan's autopsy report? Oh yeah, he was strangled. I think that makes it very decisive evidence.
Looks like we were out folks again.
Anyway, the knife doesn't prove anything. Please fix your testimony. I can't stand the sight of a man who can't gracefully accept his defeat. And I can't stand a woman who is dancing around the obvious truth. Fuck's sake. With an icy stare, I can still look at you.
Miss Andrews, for Mr. Wright's sake, please add this information to your testimony.
I'm gonna pin you down this time. Phoenix, don't say that.
Oh, let's press here. I didn't know that. And then to the string of the button and the costume were matching up, they were found to fit together perfectly, so I heard. I've heard that before too, but why would Miss Andrews know about this case down to a fine detail?
Don't look at me like that. Just because I'm prepared, you're not.
When I this time for the time. Trip.
It has to be there, but what? How'd she know the button was? Oh!
Even the alibi footage of the murder, the button was torn off and not in the fight.
Oh, that's what you mean about the autopsy report.
Is this it?
No.
Nope. There it is.
Shooting with a scarf, then stabbed with a knife. I don't feel safe what I'm about to do. Number 5. I'm craving garlic knots right now.
Objection!
But there's no garlic knots that are available for me. This is the victim's autopsy report. It clearly states that the cause of death was strangulation by a scarf. Strangulation? The knife stab to the victim was done after the victim had already died. And what does that mean? Okay, so let's examine the evidence. Don't mind me yawning, ignore that. Totally not because we're in court for such a long time. Let's examine the evidence, okay? This button has the victim's blood on it. Why are we saying button so much? Would you mean that it was ripped off of the costume? When? After the knife was stabbed into the victim. Exactly, which means that it's impossible that this button was torn off during the victim's final struggle. Because the victim was strangled to death in that fight. That's right, Miss Andrews. There's no way that this button was ripped off during the struggle. This button was consciously pulled off of the victim's already dead body. Ew. Order in the court. What is the meaning of this, Wright? So what if the button was torn off the body after they already died? What does that change? Let me ask you one simple question, Mr. Edgeworth. Why was the button torn off? What purpose did it serve? Then to frame somebody. Purpose? We now know this button was not torn off during the fight. So the murderer took the time and effort to purposely rip this from the victim's body. That would mean that the murderer had something in mind, wouldn't it? Mr. Wright, does this mean that you know what the murderer wanted to do with the button? What was it? To pin the crime on guard. Have a memento of the crime. That's a sicko thing to do. There's only one logical reason for doing something like that, and it was to pin the crime on Mr. On Guard. There's no way that anyone would put a bloody button in their own pants. That sounds so bad. That's right, Mr. On Guard was set up by the real killer. And the real murderer is, well, Mr. Wright, who is the real killer? Finally. I can't believe I managed to bring this trial all the way up to this point. Phoenix, you can't let your guard down yet. Not until the very end. The real killer, the person who planned to frame the guard. Oh, yeah, it's none other than Adrian.
Take that!
None other than the witness right here, Miss Adrian Andrews. I choose you. Is that a Pokemon reference? You are Mr. Cody, the killer. What? Your outfit does not match. That pink bag needs to go. Order, Mr. Wright.
This is a very grave matter. Do you have any evidence to support your charge?
And evidence. All the evidence points to Miss Andrews. How preposterous. You can't stick any of that on me.
Really? Would you care to test me?
Then what about this knife?
The knife was used to stab the victim after he had already been strangled to death. This was used to throw suspicion onto Mr. On Guard, naturally, because his fingerprints were on it. The knife covered in the defendant's fingerprints could only be taken from his room. And that could only have been through the person who had dinner with him and knew which knife to take. That's example A.
Then what about the button that was found in Matt's hakama?
This button was removed from the bodies after he had already died. The only person who could have done so were the people who found his body or the killer. However, if Mr. On Guard was the real killer, there's no way that he would have had such incriminating evidence in his own hakama.
How many sets of glasses do you have, lady? Like, holy fuck.
The only person who could have put this button into Mr. On Guard's hakama is the person who went to wake him up from his nap, which is yet again you, Miss Andrews. I see. What about the empty guitar case? That was also another piece of evidence that incriminates Miss Andrews. That costume was used to hide the real killer's identity as they fled the crime scene. Now, who could have known that there was just such a costume inside the guitar case? It could only have been the person who prepared the costume for the victim. And that person is, once again, you, Miss Adrian Andrews.
No,
Objection!
But Miss Andrews' fingerprints were nowhere to be found in the guitar case. If it was you that proved that she was not wearing gloves at the time. That's right.
that's because she did not intend on leaving any prints.
If anyone had found out that she had touched the case, they would have asked her why. So to avoid leaving any prints, she used a towel or something to open it. But the glass of tomato juice is a different story. Miss Andrews purposely left her fingerprints on the glass to show that, yes, indeed, she was the classic day's discoverer of a dead body. And on top of it all, there is this photograph. A photo of the killer as they exited the scene of the crime. No reasonable person on earth can believe that Nickel Samurai is Mr. On Guard. He would be much too short for his own costume if it was him.
Why you gotta make judgments about my height?
Anyway, speaking of how tall people are, Miss Andrews, you're also kind of short in stature, are you not? Please stop. How about it, Miss Andrews? I got her this time. Miss Andrews.
I refuse to testify.
What was that? There's a law. It says that I can't be forced to testify about something if it can incriminate me.
Well, you're the one who's incriminating yourself.
What? Yes, you are absolutely correct, Miss Andrews. Law does provide us with a way to avoid self-incrimination by allowing a witness to not testify if the testimony could cause damage to themselves.
What?
Yeah, that is a real law. Pleading the fifth is not something most people would think to do on the spot. Also true. Actually, thinking back to yesterday in Mr. On Guard's room. Ah, Von Karma, hello! If Miss was here, she'd be excited as fuck. Adrian Andrews. Yes? Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood?
Alright.
That's it. That's when Fernanda planted this idea into her head. She must have told Miss Andrews to not testify if things looked bad. Oh, fuck. You did a good job proving everything up to this point, Phoenix. But there's still one thing you haven't done. Something you haven't done. Of course. What's wrong, Wright? Have you finished already? Run out of evidence? What is so humorous, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'm sure you realize this as well, Your Honor, but everything the good lawyer here has proven up to this point is meaningless. What? On what grounds? Everything you have proven is circumstantial. Circumstantial? Come on. Yes, circumstantial. You have yet to provide a single piece of definitive proof. We have the motive. Proof that Miss Edgeworth did in fact harbor a wish to murder Mr. Corita. Oh, you mean the actual motive. Oh, I got that. Got that in the bag. If you'll give me a chance to say it, we might be good.
Miss Andrews, did you want to kill Mr. Corita?
I believe this may lead to me being incriminating, so I will abstain from answering.
Girl. Miss Andrews, if you do that, it would be the same as admitting your guilt, don't you think?
Maybe so, or maybe not. There's something to prove either way. Besides, you don't even know what crime I would be guilty in due to my silence. He's talking that defiant attitude again. Fuck you. Yeah, what should we do? Somehow we've landed in the worst possible situation.
Great. I think we've reached a certain conclusion at this point of time. Miss Adrian Andrews has refused to testify. And I'm gonna save my game. Because I feel like shit's gonna get real. This one. Can we hurry this up? I'm kind of tired of being in court. The defense's theory that she was the actual murderer has not been fully substantiated with the solid definitive proof.
That's not true!
In this situation, there is only one thing this court can do. And that is to declare a recess.
Recess?
I request that both the prosecution and the defense to look further into this matter. And at tomorrow's trial...
Tomorrow? We don't have tomorrow. We don't get a if we don't get a not guilty verdict, then... Please wait, Your Honor, that's not necessary. The trial, please continue. What are you sweating for? I'm sweating at the thought of you shirtless. Your client's getting more day to live, isn't he? It's not it. It's not about that. Edgeworth, I know you know who the real killer is. Please, let the trial continue. If we don't get the verdict, then Maya... Fine.
It's impossible to continue as long as the witness refuses to testify. Now then, the court is...
Objection!
It's not impossible for this trial to continue.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you...
It's true Miss Andrews holds a right against self-incrimination. However, if the topic of conversation were something unrelated to whatever she may be guilty of, then she has no right to withhold testimony.
Yes, that's very true, but...
Actually, there's one little thing that I'm curious about. Miss Andrews. When you found the victim's dead body, you poured yourself a glass of juice. Yes, and? I can't help but think how unnatural that is. Usually when one finds a body, they are shaken up, not stirring a glass of juice. See? Thank you! So my actions were unusual? Have already... Before you speak, I want you to state that if you have a reason behind your actions, I would like you to testify to that effect. Testify? Your Honor, I would like to request of the witness to testify again as to what happened whenever she first discovered the victim's body. Whatever we find out in this testimony should in no way implicate the witness. I don't know what this is about, Edgeworth, today, but I can't get a good read off of him. Is he friend or foe? I don't know. He is a lover!
The court acknowledges the prosecution's request. Miss Andrews, if you would please.
Oh my gosh. How much more? When I found the body. Press her and then present the crime photo on the fourth statement. How about I just call it a day. I'm tired. My voice is starting to get painful. And I've been doing this for 3 hours. Okay, I'm good. I thought I was gonna be able to present and prove that Maya is in fact safe to come out of the prison, but I guess I am wrong. I'm tired of dealing with this. I just hope that Edgeworth can figure out what I'm dealing with right now and that I need to save Maya again. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm putting the knife away because I'm tired. Have a good night or day, depending where you are in the world. All the good fun jazzy stuff. This has been Ace Attorney again, and that's all I got. I saved. We're good. I'm done.